In 2010, a programmer named Laszlo bought 2 pizzas with 10,000 Bitcoin. By 2025, the price of 1 Bitcoin has reached $100,000. In 2024, the per capita GDP of the United States was about $85,000, meaning that even citizens of the most powerful country on this planet, after working an entire year, still wouldn't earn enough to buy a single Bitcoin. Yet we keep hearing a certain claim. Bitcoin at $100,000 isn't expensive, it could go up to millions. Several prominent figures have made similar statements. Cathie Wood from ARK, Michael Saylor from MicroStrategy, Larry Fink from BlackRock, and others. So let me ask you a very serious question. Is Bitcoin at $100,000 really not expensive? To judge whether Bitcoin is expensive or not, we need to consider individual purchasing power. If you earn $30,000 a month, perhaps you can afford to buy 1 Bitcoin every month, so you might not think it's expensive. But if your monthly income is $8,000 before taxes, and you live in LA, where taxes and living costs leave you with just $1,000 at the end of the month, then Bitcoin feels very expensive. So, are they saying it's not expensive simply because they have more money? If that's the case, then why has someone as wealthy as Warren Buffett never bought Bitcoin? We clearly understand that whether something is expensive or not depends on your own income. What's cheap or expensive in someone else's eyes doesn't really matter to you. When these big names say it's not expensive, they may mean 3 things. Given their purchasing power, $100,000 for a Bitcoin isn't expensive to them. They believe Bitcoin will continue to rise in value, so today's price seems cheap in comparison. Only by telling you that Bitcoin is not expensive will people buy into the Bitcoin ETFs they spent massive resources launching, driving up the price of Bitcoin and fulfilling the narrative that Bitcoin isn't expensive. Of these 3 reasons, the third one is the most convincing to me. Besides these big names, there are also people in key positions who have suddenly shifted their stance on Bitcoin. If you told me they spent years studying Bitcoin and finally changed their minds, I wouldn't believe it. I'd rather believe that in the process of Bitcoin's growth, driven by CryptoPunks, these former critics found a way to link their own interests to Bitcoin's price. Finally, I'll leave you with a classic line often said by the CryptoPunk community. Do your own research.